Order. The sitting is resumed. The Housing Committee for consideration of the performance in the 2010-11 and current operations of Crown entities, public organisations and state enterprises. A further 19 minutes are available for this debate. When the sitting was suspended, the committee was considering the financial review of the Retirement Commissioner. Darian Fenton had the call and has 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining should she wish. Darian Fenton.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. As I was saying last night, the New Zealand super is important for future generations. We have to act now to ensure that we have universal super for our children and our children's children. The thing that guides Labor's debate on this is fairness and sustainability. First of all, that it's sustainable, so we can say to our children and grandchildren there will be a universal superannuation scheme in the future, because quite frankly, Mr. Chair, many young people don't believe that there will be. They simply don't believe that super is going to be around when they're older, and we don't think that's right. We think it's only fair that our kids enjoy the same opportunities that we have available to us, and I hope that in the future every member in this House, including John Key, will be able to look their kids and their children's children in the eye and say, we did everything possible to make sure that the principle of universal superannuation is available for all of our kids in the future. And the other principle guiding the debate on this is fairness. So we want to make sure that people in the future are able to access super when they need to. So one of the discussions that Labor's been having is about how you make sure, if we have to raise the age, how you make sure workers, manual workers and others who may need to access young superannuation earlier actually are able to do that. We believe that by gradually lifting the age over a reasonable period of time, we can protect and preserve New Zealand super. Well, that members wouldn't have long to wait, actually, if it was at 75. Yes. But if we don't act, Mr. Chair, it's going to become unaffordable. We are very, very disappointed in the response from the government. John Key has, as usual, wavered all over the place on this. In 2004, he was saying, well, actually lifting the retirement age was a sensible thing to do. And if we lift it in 20 years' time, will that be a big deal? Now, when we propose it, of course, he's saying, oh, well, there's no need to raise the age of New Zealand super. I think he's got his head in the sand, and I think the government has its head in the sand. Everybody is saying that this super scheme at age 65 is unsustainable. In just 4 years' time, we'll be spending the same amount on New Zealand super as we will on education. That's early childhood education, primary, secondary and tertiary combined, $12.4 billion. Now, you can understand why young people are saying this isn't fair. Because at the moment we have 5.6 people working to pay taxes and to support each superannuitant. In 40 years' time, there's only going to be 2.4 people to support every superannuitant. And the cost of New Zealand super is going to double over the next 40 years as the baby boomers retire and our life expectancy increases. So this is a conversation we need to have. We are open to considering all good ideas from all parties that will create a fair and sustainable scheme into the future. If we don't tackle this tough issue now on our own terms, it will be forced on us later. And as I said, I don't want to, and I'm sure John Key doesn't want to, look his children and grandchildren in the eye and say we didn't do everything possible to ensure that they enjoy the same benefits that we will as we retire. In fact, I was imagining last night, Mr. Chair, John Key in a rest home sometime in the future, sitting in a rest home, probably being staffed by poor Filipino migrants in Hawaii. Poor Filipino migrants, because the government refuses to do anything about lifting the standards and the pay for aged care workers. And his grandchildren saying to him, Granddad, why didn't you do anything? We can't get super now. Why didn't you do anything? And I would be very interested to know what his answer will be. John Key has a responsibility to act on this and act on it now. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition, David Shearer.
Thank you.